Well, hello everybody! Welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a prospector in the desert. Yeah, got the Highbanker part working just fine. That'll do a nice job. I think I might even add 2 more holes up here, pointing down right there, going straight down, just to give it that little extra wash at the top end. I don't think it'll make that much of a difference, but I do have the water pressure to be able to do it because I did the math on the size of the holes, and it looks like it's doing a pretty good job there. So, with all of that being said, I've got a little leak in that fitting because I forgot to glue that one right there. So I got to fix that. But other than that, it seems to be working okay. You can see the water is going down through the sluice box there. Probably not as fast as it should. I might have to increase the size of my pump. But I'm going to do an actual dirt run on this and see how it works. Now I did add a little piece of stainless steel sheeting right there to extend the length of the trough so that it drops on the high end of the rubber mat and not at the low end of the rubber mat. So I like that a little bit better. I think I'm also going to get one of those little stick-on RV levels, and I'll get this thing perfectly level, and I'm going to stick a level on right there so that I can tell when it's perfectly level without having to eyeball it. And I can see it's leaning a little bit to that side. As you see, the water is going off that side more than this side. So you can't always plan on level ground, so you've got to be able to adjust your setup so that it works. Now the other thing I got to do is, by extending it and raising it, this has dropped down into here, and I don't want that. So what I have to do is set it up so it moves this way a little bit more. And I want this to be up on top of here for when the big rocks come down, I can just scrape them off. So I got a few modifications and a few corrections to make, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with the way things are going on this. It's working out to be exactly what I was expecting it to be. But I did raise that end up, which makes it move further away from this end. So I've got to lower that end down and lower this end down so that it works a little bit better. Now I think I can just lower the Highbanker part with it still doing its job, because it's basically what it does. It's a wet classifier. It wets the cons that you put in there and washes away the sand and the gold that's sticking to the big rocks, and then you can clean the big rocks off and get rid of them so they don't end up going down through your sluice. So let me pause this and get a few more other things done, and I'll be back.
A few moments later.
A few modifications and working a heck of a lot better. You can even hear the water hitting the metal now. And I added 2 holes at the top side to make sure I get full wash down. And as you can see, the water dropping off this end is in a better sheet now. And it's running down over the tops of the ripples instead of running under them like it was before. So that's a much better setup. I could use a little bit more water pressure, and I'll work on that, but one thing I did was modify the end here and fix that leak, and got rid of that flex hose. What I found was that flex hose was reducing the size of the inner pipe. So the inside of the flex hose was only about, I would say 3/8 instead of a full 1/2 inch on the inside. So that was cutting my pressure. This is looking a lot better now. So I'll be a lot happier with this, and I'm going to have to run some stuff through there. The other thing I did was I found this U-bolt that I could put around the fitting of the sluice box and put it through the screen so it keeps this from wanting to slide back while I'm working. Cool. I may end up also, there's another trick you can do is right under that piece of metal extension I put on, I can put a rubber flap on there that rests on the bottom of the sluice box. So as the water and stuff come out of it, everything that's hitting down there gets washed a second time before it goes downward. And that keeps the splash and all of that at bay. So that's one thing. And then I notice I've got a few side leaks here which really don't matter that much. But I will be adding silicone to those to make sure that it seals those up. Now the sluice box originally came silicone sealed at this top section, and the silicone between the side flaps and that has all worn off and fallen out. So I'll replace that while I'm doing it. But I'm more happy with it as it is here now. It's going to be interesting. Just for the heck of it, while we're all watching here, I just happen to have a little shovel here. And let's see if I can pick anything up with it. All right. That's good for a test, huh? Okay, it's washing it down. Yeah, I think I need to modify it a little bit more. Let's look what's going on down here. Yeah, it's working. You can see the sand washing away, but I could use a little bit more water pressure. I like it to run a little faster than that. So I may use this pump only as a backup pump, and use my bilge pump that came with this sluice box for the pump, just for the backup pump for doing minor work like this. Oh, there's some black sand in there. Look at that. Look at that black sand right there and right there. Ha ha ha. Hey, what's that piece of gold doing right there? Kidding. But it is doing what it's supposed to do, just not as fast as I'd like it to do it. I can drill more holes because I left it undersized to make sure I got good pressure. But I could drill more holes in these two pipes here underneath, facing more downward than these are. Or I could cut it right here, put a coupler on there and twist the pipe so that it's pointing down a little further. It's trial and error. I'll get it perfect. But it seems to be doing its job. Just not as fast as I'd like it. And I think I got some debris in my pipes here from the last two I drilled. That's pretty cool. It kind of speeds up the process of, like, if you were panning all of this out by hand. There's another thing I can do, and that is I have these other classifier boxes that I've made years ago. I can set one of those on top like that and drop the stuff in there. The only thing that does is It does a quick classify before it actually gets down to the wet, but the problem with that is if there's any small flakes of gold on the stuff I'm putting in here, it won't get washed off down into the trough that like it's supposed to. Yeah, it's working okay. I can do a few more quick modifications on it, make it work even better. So anyway, this is what's supposed to happen is these rocks get trapped on top here, and then I can just brush them off like that. I don't need those big rocks in there. So those come off and they're out of the way. Hey, that's a piece of quartz. And it's got some minerals in it. Pretty cool. I'll bet you if I use a more powerful pump, it would even be better. But I think I've got enough power to add some holes because these are really spraying really well. I just need to add some holes to go in slightly different directions. Just so it gets down to the bottom for a washout. You know what I mean? Jelly bean. The rock on the clock, that tick tock. All right. So, yeah, see, that's doing what it's supposed to. I wanted to wash the rocks off. So that I get the minerals off the rocks before I scoop them up like this and throw them away. Interesting, it looks like I got a bunch of black sand sitting on that lower plate right there. I'll have to remember when I'm doing clean out to use my pan and splash water in there so it washes that down. Just so I'm not missing anything. Also on the sides here I'm getting some collection. That usually means that it's sitting on a slant, so it needs to be leveled a little bit. And yeah, that's the high end, this is the low end. And I can see the water is coming off mostly to my side where I'm standing. All right, everybody, I'm going to close this off and check my computer mind and see what else I can think of. This is G Bear saying pause and hold. My homemade Highbanker. Just tested it out and ran a shovelful through it, and it's working pretty good. Just need a few more tweaks to get it perfect.
Eventually.
So anyway, I did all the clean out, and they're easy to clean out. But while I was doing clean out, I noticed something. And since I flipped the expanded metal over, this side was sitting underneath the wire was sitting underneath the baffles, and it was lifting this corner up. So when the stuff was coming down, it was getting underneath this unit right here. And then when it got to this one, it would go underneath on this side, but not on this side. So I was losing a lot down the line. But I never take anything for granted, so I did do a final pan out of the cons that came out of this. And someday I'll show you what I found in there. Yeah, let's just say I'm no longer devoid of any of gold that I had to sell in the past couple of years to survive. I got rid of all my gold, but Now I got some more. Now I got some more. Ha 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 ha. To be fair, like I told my neighbors when I sent them a picture of it, and I might post a picture of it here, but it actually came from, I figured since I was running this thing anyway, I was going to run some more through it to see how well it handled. And as you can see, the water is quite dirty. And I haven't cleaned the bottom of the pan out yet, so I will be doing that. But where I actually got the cons to run through it was over there by my pond, where a few years ago my friend Andy and I sat out there and hand panned out of little pans stuff that we were digging out of the bottom of the pond, where the main stream came in and made a whirlpool type thing and went straight down. That's where we dug, was right down at the bottom there. We got down to the caliche bed and scraped on the caliche bed. Well, we panned up higher on this side of the pond. So I went over there with my shovel and I dug down until I hit caliche. And I took some of that back over here and ran it through my my new Highbanker sluice. And I found some shiny. I found some shiny. Ha 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 ha. I wish I'd have put that all on camera, but I didn't. I wasn't expecting anything. I just wanted to run more stuff through it, but I didn't want to dig holes in the driveway that I was going to have to fill in again. So I went over there and dug. And as I was digging, I said, well, you know, gold is heavy. It doesn't sit on top, so it'd be stupid just to take the scrapings off the top here. So I dug a hole down, and right where we were dumping all of the remnants of our panning out on the ground. And I ran some shiny. I ran some... I know. Shut up, right? All right. So anyway, that's about all I have for today. Beautiful day. Really nice day. There's been a couple of strange fires in the area, but there's one way over there, and that's where one of the neighbors that I helped with the electricity a while back, they burn trash on a daily basis, and there's one right over there behind this group that's across the street from me. That's out in the desert past here. That's another group over there that I saw camping the last time I was out in that direction. I don't know what they're burning, but they're burning something. Better keep an eye on that one. Let's see if I can zoom in. It's hard to see with the sun right in my eyes. Yeah. Somebody's burning something over there. All right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. This is G Bear signing off.